This is a firefight in Afghanistan. These soldiers have split seconds to make decisions that can lead to life or death.
How are they danger close to my position, over?
Fast thinking is crucial.
Just fired, polar, over.
Our young leaders are experiencing that in Iraq and Afghanistan in combat today, but they come back, and they come back to an institutional army that hasn't adapted and isn't agile.
Go, come on, come on, come on!
What Major General Robert Brown is talking about is a division in the way the Army trains. The operational Army is the Army downrange, fighting in war zones.
I lacked for nothing when I was deployed. Any piece of equipment I needed or training.
Then there's the Army in garrison, the institutional Army, the soldiers training for combat at your local post.
But when I came back, I lacked for a lot. And it's not that we need the equipment, it's not necessarily money, it's how we train is different.
According to Fort Benning's commanding general, troops gain valuable experience in thinking, acting, and adapting fast in combat.
Clear.
We are developing incredibly agile and adaptive leaders in the current fight.
And now to recreate that type of combat speed training, the military has turned to virtual reality and digital gaming to train its service members heading for war. It allows soldiers to train on real-life based scenarios using all of the military weapons and assets that will support them in combat.
Mission complete.
It's like being dropped in a satellite map of Iraq or Afghanistan. Realism that's hard to duplicate by traditional training alone.
Friendlies are exiting building.
You have to use that to train the way you're going to fight today. Because you can't take an entire brigade to the field every time you go. You can't have a UAV flying around all the time. You can't get a signals intercept, a human intelligence report all the time. You just don't have that capability. But through simulation, you can.
Seems pretty innovative, but then there's a snag. The general calls it a generational divide between the digital natives and immigrants.
Clear.
The thing that's stifling the younger folks are the older folks. So sometimes we have to get out of the way and let them develop this technology and use it and move forward with it. And in combat, we've been able to do that pretty well. But again, in the training, it's a little tougher.
It's a matter of keeping the troops not only interested in the fight, but the train-up as well.
There's folks working this every day. I don't want to paint a picture of doom and gloom. We're working it very hard, much harder than we were about 8 years ago. I was really frustrated. Now we're working it hard. We're seeing changes. The younger generation's helping us make changes.
Changes the general hopes will lead to an agile and adaptive army, both in garrison and war. Kenya Mills, Fort Benning TV.